Hello everyone. This video is part 2 of Sonetta Exposed. So I really want to get into Sonetta's character because I know that when I made the first video, it probably seemed like I was, hopping on the HOK bandwagon, but you have to understand, the things that happened to me when I was younger, I don't really have very much memory of. I don't have a lot of memories of what happened to me when I was a kid. Even in adulthood, I don't have a lot of memories of them. I don't. And I'm kind of going based off of, you know, memories that I've forgotten that have kind of slowly unraveled. Because, sometimes when a person has amnesia or Stockholm syndrome or they have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, sometimes their conscience tends to block out some very traumatic experiences. Okay, so bear with me as my memories unravel and the truth unfolds. I'm trying to do everything that I can to get justice for the victims that Sonetta has destroyed, because I'm not the only victim that he's ruined and that he's attacked. Okay, so we're going to get justice for the innocent people that have been hurt by him. Okay, so just bear with me and be patient with me as my memories unfold. Okay, it's a process and they're not going to all unravel all at once. So just know that I'm doing everything that I can to get him, to bring him to justice for these victims. Like, this ain't no joke. Okay, so when I made the first video, I had less memory than I do now. You see what I mean? So I'm going to keep cracking down on him until I remember everything, and I'll tell you guys everything. When the time is right, I'll be honest with you guys and I'll tell you everything that I know. Okay, I'm not a pedophile sympathizer, I'm not a rapist sympathizer. It's just when the truth is ready to be received, not only by me but by the audience, that's when it'll come out. And I'll make sure to see to it that victims get justice. I'll do my part. All right? Pinky promise. Now let's get into it. Sonetta. We're going to talk about this man's character because this is something that's long overdue. And you know what's really unfortunate is that victims like me who have an impaired memory have to do something that other people had the power to do a long time ago. There are people who know Sonetta personally, and they know what he's done to innocent people, innocent children. They know all the lives that he's destroyed, and they had the power to expose him so that victims like me didn't have to talk about it. They had the power to do that, but they chose not to. They chose to take that little tax write-off. They chose to jump on the House of Consciousness bandwagon, that the Sonetta Studios, the Black News TV bandwagon, get their little paycheck, get their little clout, and go home and pretend like he's not a predator. It's very disappointing that the people who had power to get justice for these victims and these children chose to compromise with pure evil instead of doing the right thing. And for those who had the power to shut Sonetta down and expose him and get justice and chose not to, on behalf of the victims lives that he's destroyed, we are very disappointed in you. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yes, we're judging you. This is moments like these where we get a predator that is this diabolical, this cruel, and this evil, and you don't shut him down. This is where the judgment needs to be made, and this is where fingers need to be pointed. Okay? So let's get into it. Sonetta is a rapist. He is a woman beater. He is a child molester. He is a bully. He is a Satanist. He is a sadist. He is a narcissist. Some of the worst of the worst. This man needs to go down. He needs to go to jail, and they need to throw away the key. Maybe even positive the things that Sonetta has done that is so bad that the death penalty may need to be talked about. Because I'm telling you, the things that Sonetta has done, it's so bad that, you know, when people start finding out about Sonetta's character and the skeletons that he has in his closet, there will probably be a lynch mob standing right outside his house, right in New York, on 125th Street. If people were to have, if the community were to find out the skeletons that are in Sonetta's closet, there would be a lynch mob standing outside his house. I don't think me nor the community is fully ready to know everything that he's done as of this moment right now, but let's just say he needs to be exposed. So, what did Sonetta do to me personally? Well, he raped me when I was just 3 years old. Yes, Sonetta committed a hate crime against me for being gay when I was just 3 years old. Now, let me make a quick side note real fast. For those of you that are a part of the LGBT community, whatever letter that you go by, that you identify as, or if you don't go by any labels, you're non-binary, just know that I respect that. Just know that there are people out there that respect your identity. As long as you're not a pervert, as long as you're not a pedophile, as long as you're not a rapist or a narcissist or an abuser of any kind, we don't care. We don't care if you're asexual. We don't care if you're bisexual. We don't care if you're non-binary. We don't care if you're trans, lesbian, gay, whatever identity you go by, we don't care. That's not the problem. The LGBT community itself is not the problem. It's the predators and the narcissists that disguise themselves with the LGBT rainbow mask and pretend like, oh, I'm LGBT, when really they're just predators. This makes the LGBT community look bad. And we need to get these predators about the community, whether it's the black community, the rainbow community, the political parties. It don't matter what community, what communal, resources or sources that we're using. If there are predators behind closed doors, we need to get them out. Because every time we let predators thrive in these communities, it makes the entire thing look bad. Okay, so we don't care if you're trans. We don't care if you're intersex. We don't care if you're bi or gay or, whatever you identify as long as you're not a pervert or a pedophile or a rapist or a narcissist or an abuser of any kind, it does not matter. As long as you don't identify as a sexual deviant of any kind, we don't care. As long as you're not forcing yourself on people, harassing people, stalking people, assassinating people's character unfairly, we don't care what you identify as sexually. You could be celibate. You could be abstinent for your whole entire life. It don't matter. So I just wanted to make that point clear. Sonetta is not a good person. He has done some things that morally are very questionable. He's attacked children. He has a pattern. Look into his history. Do the investigation. Please do so. Please do so. Because when it comes down to somebody's character, when it comes down to the things that a person does behind closed doors, when no one's watching, that's what determines someone's character. Sonetta likes to molest children and beat and rape women behind closed doors. And that's not somebody that we need to have as a leader.